Welcome back, everyone, to the podcast. Today, we have an incredible topic lined up that I am so excited to share with you.
Welcome to today's advanced English listening practice. Find a comfortable place, relax your shoulders, take one slow breath. Today, we are going to train your ears, your voice, and your confidence together. This is a C1 level listening podcast, but you do not need to be perfect. You only need to stay with me, listen carefully, repeat often, and let the language become more familiar. In this lesson, we will practice English through real situations. You will hear natural phrases for daily life, work, travel, coffee shops, restaurants, shopping, small talk, emotions, plans, and personal stories. You will not just listen. You will speak with me. You will repeat. You will slow down. You will speed up. You will add more detail. And little by little, you will feel how advanced English can become calm, clear, and natural. Before we begin, here is a soft reminder. If this practice helps you, you can like this video, subscribe to the channel, and come back tomorrow for another guided English session. Now, let's begin. Repeat after me. I am ready to listen. Say it slowly. I am ready to listen. Now, say it again more naturally. I am ready to listen. Good. Repeat after me. My English grows when I practice. Say it slowly. My English grows when I practice. Now say it again with calm confidence. My English grows when I practice. Beautiful. Let's start with the first situation. Imagine you are arriving at a professional event. You do not know many people. You want to introduce yourself in a polite, natural, confident way. Listen first. Hi, I don't think we've met before. I'm Daniel. I work in digital marketing, mostly with small businesses. Repeat after me. Hi, I don't think we've met before. Say it slowly. Hi, I don't think we've met before. Now say it more naturally. Hi, I don't think we've met before. Good. Repeat. I work in digital marketing. Say it slowly. I work in digital marketing. Now say it again. I work in digital marketing. Let's expand the sentence. I work in digital marketing, mostly with small businesses. Repeat after me. I work in digital marketing, mostly with small businesses. Say it slowly. I work in digital marketing, mostly with small businesses. Now, more naturally. I work in digital marketing, mostly with small businesses. Notice the rhythm. I work in digital marketing, mostly with small businesses. This sounds natural because we add a little extra information at the end. Not too much, just enough. Try another version. I'm in project management, mainly for international clients. Repeat after me. I'm in project management, mainly for international clients. Say it slowly. I'm in project management, mainly for international clients. Now say it again more naturally. I'm in project management, mainly for international clients. One more variation. I'm currently working in education with a focus on online learning. Repeat after me. I'm currently working in education with a focus on online learning. Good. Now, imagine someone asks you, so what brings you here today? Listen to the answer. I came to meet people in the industry and get a better sense of where things are heading. Repeat after me. I came to meet people in the industry. Say it slowly. I came to meet people in the industry. Now say it naturally. I came to meet people in the industry. Add more detail. I came to meet people in the industry and get a better sense of where things are heading. Repeat. I came to meet people in the industry and get a better sense of where things are heading. Good. The phrase, get a better sense of, is very useful. It means to understand something more clearly. Repeat. I want to get a better sense of the situation. Say it slowly. I want to get a better sense of the situation. Now naturally. I want to get a better sense of the situation. Excellent. Let's move to a coffee shop. Imagine you walk into a quiet cafe before work. You want to order, but you also want to sound natural, not robotic. Listen first. Could I get a medium latte, please? And would it be possible to make it with oat milk? Repeat after me. Could I get a medium latte, please? Say it slowly. Could I get a medium latte, please? Now say it again more naturally. Could I get a medium latte, please? Good. Now, add a polite request. Would it be possible to make it with oat milk? Repeat after me. Would it be possible to make it with oat milk? Say it slowly. Would it be possible to make it with oat milk? Now more naturally. Would it be possible to make it with oat milk? Feel how natural that sounds. It is polite, clear, and soft. Try another version. Could I have it without sugar? Repeat after me. Could I have it without sugar? Now say it slowly. Could I have it without sugar? Now naturally. Could I have it without sugar? Another variation. Could you make it a little less sweet? Repeat. Could you make it a little less sweet? Say it slowly. Could you make it a little less sweet? Now naturally. Could you make it a little less sweet? Now imagine the barista asks, anything else? You answer, that's all for now, thanks. Repeat, that's all for now, thanks. Say it slowly. That's all for now, thanks. Now, more naturally. That's all for now, thanks. Good. Let's make a mini dialogue. Barista, what can I get for you? You. Could I get a medium latte, please? Barista. Sure. Any milk preference? You. Would it be possible to make it with oat milk? Barista. Of course. Anything else? You. That's all for now, thanks. Now repeat only your lines. Could I get a medium latte, please? Would it be possible to make it with oat milk? That's all for now, thanks. Good. Now say your lines again, a little smoother. Could I get a medium latte, please? Would it be possible to make it with oat milk? That's all for now, thanks. Excellent. Now, let's practice small talk. Small talk is not about saying something perfect. It is about keeping the conversation comfortable. Imagine you are speaking with a colleague in the elevator. They say, "It's been a long week, hasn't it?" You answer, "It really has. I feel like everyone has been trying to finish everything before the weekend." Repeat after me. It really has. Say it slowly. It really has. Now naturally. It really has. Add more detail. I feel like everyone's been trying to finish everything before the weekend. Repeat. I feel like everyone's been trying to finish everything before the weekend. Say it slowly. I feel like everyone's been trying to finish everything before the weekend. Now more naturally. I feel like everyone's been trying to finish everything before the weekend. Notice the phrase, I feel like. In natural English, it often means, I think, or it seems to me. Repeat. I feel like today is moving really fast. Say it slowly. I feel like today is moving really fast. Now naturally. I feel like today is moving really fast. Try another answer. Yeah, it's been quite full, but at least we made it through. Repeat. Yeah, it's been quite full, but at least we made it through. Say it slowly. Yeah, it's been quite full, but at least we made it through. Now naturally. Yeah, it's been quite full, but at least we made it through. The phrase made it through means you survived something difficult or tiring. Repeat. I made it through a busy day. I made it through a long meeting. I made it through a stressful week. Good. Now say this affirmation. I can handle real conversations. Repeat. I can handle real conversations. Say it slowly. I can handle real conversations. Now say it with confidence. I can handle real conversations. Let's move to a restaurant. Imagine you are meeting a friend for dinner. The server comes to the table. You want to ask about the menu. Listen. Could you tell me what the chef recommends today? I'm looking for something light but still filling. Repeat after me. Could you tell me what the chef recommends today? Say it slowly. Could you tell me what the chef recommends today? Now more naturally. Could you tell me what the chef recommends today? Good. Now repeat. I'm looking for something light but still filling. Say it slowly. I'm looking for something light but still filling. Now naturally. I'm looking for something light but still filling. This is a very useful pattern. I'm looking for something plus adjective. Repeat. I'm looking for something simple. I'm looking for something fresh. I'm looking for something not too spicy. I'm looking for something light but still filling. Good. Now imagine your friend asks, "Are you thinking of getting dessert?" You say, "Maybe. I'm trying not to overdo it, but that chocolate cake looks hard to resist." Repeat after me. I'm trying not to overdo it. Say it slowly. I'm trying not to overdo it. Now naturally. I'm trying not to overdo it. Repeat. That chocolate cake looks hard to resist. Say it slowly. That chocolate cake looks hard to resist. Now, more naturally. That chocolate cake looks hard to resist. Hard to resist means very tempting. Try another example. This smell is hard to resist. Repeat. This smell is hard to resist. Good. Another one. A warm croissant is hard to resist. Repeat. A warm croissant is hard to resist. Nice. Now mini dialogue. Server, are you ready to order? You. I'm almost ready. Could you tell me what the chef recommends today? Server. The grilled salmon is very popular. You. That sounds good. I'm looking for something light but still filling. Server. Then I think you'll enjoy it. You. Great. I'll go with that. Repeat your lines. I'm almost ready. Could you tell me what the chef recommends today? I'm looking for something light but still filling. Great. I'll go with that. Now say them again more naturally. I'm almost ready. Could you tell me what the chef recommends today? I'm looking for something light but still filling. Great. I'll go with that. Excellent. Let's practice shopping. Imagine you are in a clothing store. You find a jacket, but you're not sure about the size. Listen, I like the style, but I'm not sure about the fit. Do you happen to have this in a smaller size? Repeat after me. I like the style, but I'm not sure about the fit. Say it slowly. I like the style, but I'm not sure about the fit. Now naturally. I like the style, but I'm not sure about the fit. Repeat. Do you happen to have this in a smaller size? Say it slowly. Do you happen to have this in a smaller size? Now, naturally. Do you happen to have this in a smaller size? Do you happen to have is polite and natural. It sounds softer than do you have. Repeat. Do you happen to have this in black? Do you happen to have this in a larger size? Do you happen to have a new one in the back? Good. Now imagine the assistant says, "You can try it on over there." You answer, "Thanks. I'll see how it looks and then decide." Repeat. I'll see how it looks and then decide. Say it slowly. I'll see how it looks and then decide. Now naturally. I'll see how it looks and then decide. Add more detail. I'll see how it looks in the mirror and then decide. Repeat. I'll see how it looks in the mirror and then decide. Good. Now try another answer. I like it, but I need a minute to think about it. Repeat. I like it, but I need a minute to think about it. Say it slowly. I like it, but I need a minute to think about it. Now naturally. I like it, but I need a minute to think about it. This is useful when you do not want to buy something immediately. You sound polite, not rude. Repeat. I need a minute to think about it. I need a little time to decide. I'm going to walk around and think about it. Good. Now, let's go to work. Imagine you are in a team meeting. You want to give your opinion, but you do not want to sound too strong. Listen. From my perspective, the idea has potential, but we may need a clearer timeline before we move forward. Repeat after me. From my perspective, the idea has potential. Say it slowly. From my perspective, the idea has potential. Now naturally. From my perspective, the idea has potential. Repeat. We may need a clearer timeline before we move forward. Say it slowly. We may need a clearer timeline before we move forward. Now, more naturally. We may need a clearer timeline before we move forward. The phrase, from my perspective, is advanced but not too formal. It means, in my opinion. Repeat. From my perspective, this is a good starting point. From my perspective, we need more information. From my perspective, the plan is realistic. Good. Now practice a softer disagreement. I see your point, but I'm not completely convinced yet. Repeat. I see your point, but I'm not completely convinced yet. Say it slowly. I see your point, but I'm not completely convinced yet. Now naturally. I see your point, but I'm not completely convinced yet. This is a powerful C1 sentence. It is honest, but respectful. Try another version. I understand the reasoning, but I still have a few concerns. Repeat. I understand the reasoning, but I still have a few concerns. Say it slowly. I understand the reasoning, but I still have a few concerns. Now naturally. I understand the reasoning, but I still have a few concerns. Good. Now say this affirmation. I can express my thoughts clearly. Repeat. I can express my thoughts clearly. Say it slowly. I can express my thoughts clearly. Now, with confidence, I can express my thoughts clearly. Let's continue with travel. Imagine you are checking into a hotel. You want to confirm your booking and ask about breakfast. Listen. Hi, I have a reservation under the name Carter. Could you also let me know what time breakfast is served? Repeat after me. I have a reservation under the name Carter. Say it slowly. I have a reservation under the name Carter. Now, naturally. I have a reservation under the name Carter. Repeat. Could you also let me know what time breakfast is served? Say it slowly. Could you also let me know what time breakfast is served? Now, more naturally. Could you also let me know what time breakfast is served? Could you let me know is a very useful phrase. It is polite and flexible. Repeat. Could you let me know where the elevator is? Could you let me know when the room is ready? Could you let me know if there is a shuttle service? Good. Now, imagine there is a problem. The receptionist says, I'm sorry, but your room is not ready yet. You answer, no problem. Do you have an estimate of when it might be available? Repeat after me. No problem. Do you have an estimate of when it might be available? Say it slowly. Do you have an estimate of when it might be available? Now naturally. Do you have an estimate of when it might be available? This is better than sounding annoyed. It keeps the conversation calm. Try another answer. That's okay. I can leave my bag here and come back later. Repeat. That's okay. I can leave my bag here and come back later. Say it slowly. That's okay. I can leave my bag here and come back later. Now naturally. That's okay. I can leave my bag here and come back later. Good. Let's practice directions while traveling. Imagine you are in a new city. You want to ask how to get to the train station. Listen. Excuse me. Could you point me in the direction of the train station? I think I may have taken a wrong turn. Repeat after me. Could you point me in the direction of the train station? Say it slowly. Could you point me in the direction of the train station? Now naturally. Could you point me in the direction of the train station? Repeat. I think I may have taken a wrong turn. Say it slowly. I think I may have taken a wrong turn. Now naturally. I think I may have taken a wrong turn. Taken a wrong turn means you went the wrong way. Repeat. I took a wrong turn. I think we took a wrong turn. I must have taken a wrong turn. Good. Now another natural phrase. I'm trying to get to the museum, but my map isn't helping much. Repeat. I'm trying to get to the museum, but my map isn't helping much. Say it slowly. I'm trying to get to the museum, but my map isn't helping much. Now naturally. I'm trying to get to the museum, but my map isn't helping much. Nice. Let's practice daily routine, but at an advanced level. Instead of saying, I wake up, I eat breakfast, I go to work, we will add flow and feeling. Listen. Most mornings I try to ease into the day instead of rushing. I make coffee, check my schedule, and give myself a few quiet minutes before everything gets busy. Repeat after me. Most mornings I try to ease into the day. Say it slowly. Most mornings I try to ease into the day. Now naturally. Most mornings I try to ease into the day. Ease into the day means to begin slowly and calmly. Repeat. I like to ease into the day. I try to ease into my work. I need a few minutes to ease into the morning. Good. Now repeat. I give myself a few quiet minutes before everything gets busy. Say it slowly. I give myself a few quiet minutes before everything gets busy. Now, naturally. I give myself a few quiet minutes before everything gets busy. This sentence sounds natural because it tells a small story. Try another version. In the evening, I usually slow down by cooking something simple and staying away from my phone for a while. Repeat. In the evening, I usually slow down by cooking something simple. Say it slowly. In the evening, I usually slow down by cooking something simple. Now naturally. In the evening, I usually slow down by cooking something simple. Repeat. I stay away from my phone for a while. Say it slowly. I stay away from my phone for a while. Now naturally. I stay away from my phone for a while. Good. Now answer this question. What do you usually do when you want to relax? Listen to one model answer. When I want to relax, I usually make tea, put on something quiet in the background, and let my mind settle. Repeat. When I want to relax, I usually make tea. Say it slowly. When I want to relax, I usually make tea. Now, naturally. When I want to relax, I usually make tea. Repeat. I let my mind settle. Say it slowly. I let my mind settle. Now naturally. I let my mind settle. Let my mind settle is a beautiful phrase. It means your thoughts become calmer. Repeat. I need time to let my mind settle. After work, I like to let my mind settle. Good. Now say this. My English is becoming smoother. Repeat. My English is becoming smoother. Say it slowly. My English is becoming smoother. Now, with confidence. My English is becoming smoother. Let's practice emotions. Advanced speakers do not only say I'm happy or I'm sad. They express emotions with more detail. Listen, I'm excited, but I'm also a little nervous because this is something new for me. Repeat after me. I'm excited, but I'm also a little nervous. Say it slowly. I'm excited, but I'm also a little nervous. Now naturally. I'm excited, but I'm also a little nervous. Repeat. This is something new for me. Say it slowly. This is something new for me. Now naturally. This is something new for me. Good. Now another sentence. I feel overwhelmed, but I'm trying to take things one step at a time. Repeat. I feel overwhelmed. Say it slowly. I feel overwhelmed. Now naturally. I feel overwhelmed. Repeat. I'm trying to take things one step at a time. Say it slowly. I'm trying to take things one step at a time. Now naturally. I'm trying to take things one step at a time. Overwhelmed means you feel there is too much to handle. But the phrase one step at a time gives the sentence hope. Repeat. I'm taking it one step at a time. Say it slowly. I'm taking it one step at a time. Now, naturally. I'm taking it one step at a time. Try another emotion. I was disappointed at first, but I'm starting to see it as a learning experience. Repeat. I was disappointed at first. Say it slowly. I was disappointed at first. Now naturally. I was disappointed at first. Repeat. I'm starting to see it as a learning experience. Say it slowly. I'm starting to see it as a learning experience. Now naturally. I'm starting to see it as a learning experience. Good. This is very natural English. You show the feeling, then you show reflection. Now, say this affirmation. Practice leads to progress. Repeat. Practice leads to progress. Say it slowly. Practice leads to progress. Now, naturally. Practice leads to progress. Let's move to making plans. Imagine a friend invites you to dinner on Friday. You are interested, but you need to check your schedule. Listen, that sounds lovely. Let me check my schedule, and I'll get back to you by tomorrow. Repeat after me. That sounds lovely. Say it slowly. That sounds lovely. Now naturally. That sounds lovely. Repeat. Let me check my schedule. Say it slowly. Let me check my schedule. Now naturally. Let me check my schedule. Repeat. I'll get back to you by tomorrow. Say it slowly. I'll get back to you by tomorrow. Now naturally. I'll get back to you by tomorrow. I'll get back to you means I will reply later. Repeat. I'll get back to you soon. I'll get back to you this afternoon. I'll get back to you once I know more. Good. Now imagine you want to suggest another time. Listen. Friday might be a bit tight for me, but Saturday afternoon would work really well. Repeat. Friday might be a bit tight for me. Say it slowly. Friday might be a bit tight for me. Now naturally. Friday might be a bit tight for me. Bit tight means your schedule is full. Repeat. This week is a bit tight. My morning is a bit tight. The deadline is a bit tight. Good. Now repeat. Saturday afternoon would work really well. Say it slowly. Saturday afternoon would work really well. Now naturally. Saturday afternoon would work really well. Try another answer. I'd love to join, but I may need to leave a little early. Repeat. I'd love to join, but I may need to leave a little early. Say it slowly. I'd love to join, but I may need to leave a little early. Now naturally. I'd love to join, but I may need to leave a little early. Good. Let's practice telling a short personal experience. At C1 level, you should be able to tell a small story clearly. Not too long, not too perfect. Just clear and natural. Listen. Last month, I took a weekend trip by myself. At first, I wasn't sure if I would enjoy traveling alone, but it turned out to be exactly what I needed. I walked around without a plan, tried a local restaurant, and spent the evening reading by the window. Repeat after me. Last month, I took a weekend trip by myself. Say it slowly. Last month, I took a weekend trip by myself. Now naturally. Last month, I took a weekend trip by myself. Repeat. At first, I wasn't sure if I would enjoy traveling alone. Say it slowly. At first, I wasn't sure if I would enjoy traveling alone. Now naturally. At first, I wasn't sure if I would enjoy traveling alone. Repeat. It turned out to be exactly what I needed. Say it slowly. It turned out to be exactly what I needed. Now naturally. It turned out to be exactly what I needed. Turned out to be is very useful for stories. Repeat. It turned out to be easier than I expected. It turned out to be a great decision. It turned out to be exactly what I needed. Good. Now try a shorter version. I didn't plan much, but that made the trip feel more relaxed. Repeat. I didn't plan much, but that made the trip feel more relaxed. Say it slowly. I didn't plan much, but that made the trip feel more relaxed. Now, naturally. I didn't plan much, but that made the trip feel more relaxed. Excellent. Now let's practice natural sentence flow. Listen to this sentence. I was going to stay home, but a friend invited me out, and I'm glad I said yes. Repeat after me. I was going to stay home. Say it slowly. I was going to stay home. Now naturally. I was going to stay home. Repeat. A friend invited me out. Say it slowly. A friend invited me out. Now naturally. A friend invited me out. Repeat the full sentence. I was going to stay home, but a friend invited me out, and I'm glad I said yes. Say it slowly. I was going to stay home, but a friend invited me out, and I'm glad I said yes. Now, more naturally. I was going to stay home, but a friend invited me out, and I'm glad I said yes. Notice the rhythm. I was going to stay home, but a friend invited me out, and I'm glad I said yes. Good. Let's practice a phone call. Imagine you need to call a clinic and reschedule an appointment. Listen. Hi. I'm calling about my appointment on Thursday. Something came up and I was wondering if there's any chance I could move it to next week. Repeat. I'm calling about my appointment on Thursday. Say it slowly. I'm calling about my appointment on Thursday. Now naturally. I'm calling about my appointment on Thursday. Repeat. Something came up. Say it slowly. Something came up. Now, naturally. Something came up. Something came up means an unexpected situation happened. Repeat. Something came up at work. Something came up at home. Something came up. And I need to reschedule. Good. Now repeat. I was wondering if there's any chance I could move it to next week. Say it slowly. I was wondering if there's any chance I could move it to next week. Now naturally. I was wondering if there's any chance I could move it to next week. This is polite and natural. It does not sound demanding. Try another version. Would it be possible to move it to Friday afternoon? Repeat. Would it be possible to move it to Friday afternoon? Good. Another version. Is there anything available earlier in the week? Repeat. Is there anything available earlier in the week? Good. Now, let's practice explaining a problem. Imagine you bought something online but it arrived damaged. Listen. I received the package this morning, but unfortunately, one of the items was damaged. Could you let me know what the next step would be? Repeat after me. I received the package this morning. Say it slowly. I received the package this morning. Now, naturally. I received the package this morning. Repeat. Unfortunately, one of the items was damaged. Say it slowly. Unfortunately, one of the items was damaged. Now, naturally. Unfortunately, one of the items was damaged. Repeat. Could you let me know what the next step would be? Say it slowly. Could you let me know what the next step would be? Now, naturally. Could you let me know what the next step would be? Next step is a useful phrase in customer service, work, and planning. Repeat. What's the next step? Could you explain the next step? Let me know what the next step would be. Good. Now, say this affirmation. I can speak calmly even when there is a problem. Repeat. I can speak calmly even when there is a problem. Say it slowly. I can speak calmly even when there is a problem. Now, with confidence. I can speak calmly even when there is a problem. Let's practice agreeing and adding an opinion. Imagine a friend says, "People are busier than ever these days." You respond, "Absolutely. I think a lot of people are constantly connected, but not necessarily well rested." Repeat, "Absolutely." Say it slowly, "Absolutely." Now naturally, "Absolutely." Repeat, "A lot of people are constantly connected." Say it slowly. "A lot of people are constantly connected." Now naturally. "A lot of people are constantly connected." Repeat, "But not necessarily well rested." Say it slowly. "But not necessarily well rested." Now, naturally. "But not necessarily well rested." Not necessarily is a very useful C1 phrase. It means not always or not automatically. Repeat. More expensive does not necessarily mean better. Being busy does not necessarily mean being productive. A quiet person is not necessarily shy. Good. Now try another response. I agree to some extent, but I also think people are becoming more aware of balance. Repeat. I agree to some extent. Say it slowly. I agree to some extent. Now naturally. I agree to some extent. Repeat. People are becoming more aware of balance. Say it slowly. People are becoming more aware of balance. Now naturally. People are becoming more aware of balance. Good. Let's practice asking thoughtful questions. In advanced English, good questions make you sound fluent. Imagine you are talking to someone about their job. Instead of asking only, "Do you like your job?" you can ask, "What do you enjoy most about the work you do?" Repeat after me. What do you enjoy most about the work you do? Say it slowly. What do you enjoy most about the work you do? Now naturally. What do you enjoy most about the work you do? Another question. What has been the biggest challenge so far? Repeat. What has been the biggest challenge so far? Say it slowly. What has been the biggest challenge so far? Now naturally. What has been the biggest challenge so far? Another one. How did you get into that field? Repeat. How did you get into that field? Say it slowly. How did you get into that field? Now naturally. How did you get into that field? These questions help the conversation continue. They are open, natural, and respectful. Now imagine someone asks you, "How did you get into your field?" You answer, "Honestly, it happened gradually. I started with one small opportunity, and over time, I realized I wanted to keep going in that direction." Repeat. Honestly, it happened gradually. Say it slowly. Honestly, it happened gradually. Now, naturally. Honestly, it happened gradually. Repeat. I started with one small opportunity. Say it slowly. I started with one small opportunity. Now naturally. I started with one small opportunity. Repeat. Over time, I realized I wanted to keep going in that direction. Say it slowly. Over time, I realized I wanted to keep going in that direction. Now naturally. Over time, I realized I wanted to keep going in that direction. Good. Let's practice describing a place. Imagine you visited a quiet coastal town. Listen. The town had a calm, unhurried feeling. There were small cafes near the water, narrow streets with old buildings, and a breeze that made everything feel lighter. Repeat after me. The town had a calm, unhurried feeling. Say it slowly. The town had a calm, unhurried feeling. Now naturally. The town had a calm, unhurried feeling. Unhurried means not rushed. Repeat. It was an unhurried morning. The atmosphere felt unhurried. I enjoy an unhurried pace. Good. Repeat. There were small cafes near the water. Say it slowly. There were small cafes near the water. Now naturally. There were small cafes near the water. Repeat. A breeze made everything feel lighter. Say it slowly. A breeze made everything feel lighter. Now, naturally. A breeze made everything feel lighter. Now try a different place. The neighborhood felt lively without being too noisy. Repeat. The neighborhood felt lively without being too noisy. Say it slowly. The neighborhood felt lively without being too noisy. Now naturally. The neighborhood felt lively without being too noisy. Good. Let's practice giving advice gently. Imagine a friend feels stressed about learning English. You say, try not to measure your progress only by mistakes. Pay attention to what feels easier now than it did a few months ago. Repeat. Try not to measure your progress only by mistakes. Say it slowly. Try not to measure your progress only by mistakes. Now, naturally. Try not to measure your progress only by mistakes. Repeat. Pay attention to what feels easier now. Say it slowly. Pay attention to what feels easier now. Now, naturally. Pay attention to what feels easier now. Add more detail. Pay attention to what feels easier now than it did a few months ago. Repeat. Pay attention to what feels easier now than it did a few months ago. Excellent. Pay attention to means notice carefully. Repeat. Pay attention to the rhythm. Pay attention to the context. Pay attention to small improvements. Good. Now say this affirmation. Small improvements matter. Repeat. Small improvements matter. Say it slowly. Small improvements matter. Now, with confidence. Small improvements matter. Let's practice talking about goals. Listen. This year, I'm trying to build habits that are realistic enough to maintain, even when life gets busy. Repeat after me. I'm trying to build habits. Say it slowly. I'm trying to build habits. Now naturally. I'm trying to build habits. Repeat. Habits that are realistic enough to maintain. Say it slowly. Habits that are realistic enough to maintain. Now naturally. Habits that are realistic enough to maintain. Repeat the full sentence. This year, I'm trying to build habits that are realistic enough to maintain, even when life gets busy. Say it slowly. This year, I'm trying to build habits that are realistic enough to maintain, even when life gets busy. Now naturally. This year, I'm trying to build habits that are realistic enough to maintain, even when life gets busy. Good. The word maintain means to continue doing something. Repeat. I want to maintain my progress. I want to maintain a healthy routine. I want to maintain my confidence. Nice. Now, let's practice talking about a mistake. Advanced speakers can explain mistakes without panic. Listen. I misunderstood the instructions at first, so I had to go back, review the details, and correct the report before sending it. Repeat. I misunderstood the instructions at first. Say it slowly. I misunderstood the instructions at first. Now naturally. I misunderstood the instructions at first. Repeat. I had to go back and review the details. Say it slowly. I had to go back and review the details. Now, naturally, I had to go back and review the details. Repeat. I corrected the report before sending it. Say it slowly. I corrected the report before sending it. Now, naturally. I corrected the report before sending it. This sounds responsible. You explain what happened and what you did next. Try another version. I missed one detail, but I caught it in time and fixed it. Repeat. I missed one detail, but I caught it in time and fixed it. Say it slowly. I missed one detail, but I caught it in time and fixed it. Now, naturally. I missed one detail, but I caught it in time and fixed it. Good. Let's practice invitations. Imagine you want to invite a friend to a weekend market. Listen. I'm thinking of checking out the weekend market on Saturday. Would you be interested in coming along? Repeat. I'm thinking of checking out the weekend market on Saturday. Say it slowly. I'm thinking of checking out the weekend market on Saturday. Now, naturally. I'm thinking of checking out the weekend market on Saturday. Repeat. Would you be interested in coming along? Say it slowly. Would you be interested in coming along? Now, naturally. Would you be interested in coming along? Coming along means joining someone. Repeat. Do you want to come along? Would you like to come along? You're welcome to come along. Good. Now, accepting an invitation. That sounds fun. I haven't been there in ages. Repeat. That sounds fun. I haven't been there in ages. Say it slowly. I haven't been there in ages. Now, naturally. I haven't been there in ages. In ages means for a long time. Repeat. I haven't seen her in ages. I haven't eaten there in ages. I haven't done that in ages. Good. Now, politely declining. I'd love to, but I already have something planned. Maybe another time. Repeat. I'd love to, but I already have something planned. Say it slowly. I'd love to, but I already have something planned. Now, naturally. I'd love to, but I already have something planned. Repeat. Maybe another time. Good. Let's practice talking about food. Imagine a friend asks what you thought of a new restaurant. You say, the food was excellent, but what really stood out was the service. Everyone was attentive without making us feel rushed. Repeat. The food was excellent. Say it slowly. The food was excellent. Now, naturally. The food was excellent. Repeat. What really stood out was the service. Say it slowly. What really stood out was the service. Now, naturally. What really stood out was the service. Stood out means was especially noticeable. Repeat. The design really stood out. Her confidence stood out. What stood out to me was the atmosphere. Good. Repeat. Everyone was attentive without making us feel rushed. Say it slowly. Everyone was attentive without making us feel rushed. Now, naturally. Everyone was attentive without making us feel rushed. Excellent. Now, let's practice talking about movies or books. Listen. I liked the story because it was quiet and emotional, but not overly dramatic. It gave you space to think. Repeat. I liked the story because it was quiet and emotional. Say it slowly. I liked the story because it was quiet and emotional. Now, naturally. I liked the story because it was quiet and emotional. Repeat. But not overly dramatic. Say it slowly. But not overly dramatic. Now, naturally. But not overly dramatic. Repeat. It gave you space to think. Say it slowly. It gave you space to think. Now, naturally. It gave you space to think. This is a natural way to describe something thoughtful. Try another version. The ending stayed with me longer than I expected. Repeat. The ending stayed with me longer than I expected. Say it slowly. The ending stayed with me longer than I expected. Now, naturally. The ending stayed with me longer than I expected. Good. Let's practice pronunciation rhythm. Listen and repeat. I wasn't expecting much, but it turned out to be really helpful. Say it slowly. I wasn't expecting much, but it turned out to be really helpful. Now naturally. I wasn't expecting much, but it turned out to be really helpful. Again. I wasn't expecting much, but it turned out to be really helpful. Good. Now, another sentence. I've been meaning to try that place, but I haven't had the chance yet. Repeat. I've been meaning to try that place. Say it slowly. I've been meaning to try that place. Now naturally. I've been meaning to try that place. Repeat. I haven't had the chance yet. Say it slowly. I haven't had the chance yet. Now naturally. I haven't had the chance yet. I've been meaning to means you have wanted or planned to do something. Repeat. I've been meaning to call you. I've been meaning to read that book. I've been meaning to clean my desk. Good. Now, say this affirmation. I'm becoming more fluent each time I practice. Repeat. I'm becoming more fluent each time I practice. Say it slowly. I'm becoming more fluent each time I practice. Now, with calm confidence, I'm becoming more fluent each time I practice. Let's practice at the airport. Imagine your flight is delayed. You ask the airline staff for information. Listen. Excuse me. Do you know whether the delay is expected to be long? I'm trying to figure out if I'll still make my connection. Repeat. Do you know whether the delay is expected to be long? Say it slowly. Do you know whether the delay is expected to be long? Now naturally. Do you know whether the delay is expected to be long? Repeat. I'm trying to figure out if I'll still make my connection. Say it slowly. I'm trying to figure out if I'll still make my connection. Now naturally. I'm trying to figure out if I'll still make my connection. Figure out means understand or solve. Repeat. I'm trying to figure out the best option. I'm trying to figure out what happened. I'm trying to figure out my schedule. Good. Now another airport sentence. If I miss the connection, would the airline help me rebook? Repeat. If I miss the connection, would the airline help me rebook? Say it slowly. If I miss the connection, would the airline help me rebook? Now naturally. If I miss the connection, would the airline help me rebook? Good. Let's practice checking understanding. This is useful in work, travel, and daily life. Listen. Just to make sure I understood correctly, you're saying we need to submit the form by Monday, right? Repeat. Just to make sure I understood correctly. Say it slowly. Just to make sure I understood correctly. Now naturally. Just to make sure I understood correctly. Repeat. We need to submit the form by Monday, right? Say it slowly. We need to submit the form by Monday, right? Now, naturally. We need to submit the form by Monday, right? This phrase helps you avoid mistakes. Repeat. Just to make sure I understood correctly. Just to clarify one thing. Let me make sure I've got this right. Good. Now use it in a work situation. Let me make sure I've got this right. The first draft is due on Wednesday, but the final version is due next Friday. Repeat. Let me make sure I've got this right. The first draft is due on Wednesday. The final version is due next Friday. Now say the full sentence. Let me make sure I've got this right. The first draft is due on Wednesday, but the final version is due next Friday. Excellent. Let's practice talking about confidence. Listen. I still hesitate sometimes, but I recover faster than I used to. That's progress. Repeat. I still hesitate sometimes, Say it slowly. I still hesitate sometimes. Now naturally. I still hesitate sometimes. Repeat. I recover faster than I used to. Say it slowly. I recover faster than I used to. Now, naturally. I recover faster than I used to. Repeat. That's progress. Good. This is important. Fluency does not mean never hesitating. Fluency means you can continue. Repeat after me. I can pause and continue. Say it slowly. I can pause and continue. Now, naturally. I can pause and continue. Repeat. I do not need perfect English to communicate well. Say it slowly. I do not need perfect English to communicate well. Now with confidence. I do not need perfect English to communicate well. Let's practice a natural conversation between two friends. Listen first. Ava, you seem a little quiet today. Everything okay? Ben, yeah, I'm okay. I just have a lot on my mind. Ava, do you want to talk about it? Ben, maybe later. I think I just need to clear my head first. Ava, of course. Take your time. Now repeat Ben's lines. Yeah, I'm okay. I just have a lot on my mind. Maybe later. I think I just need to clear my head first. Good. Clear my head means to calm your thoughts. Repeat. I need to clear my head. A walk helps me clear my head. I'm going outside to clear my head. Now repeat Ava's supportive lines. You seem a little quiet today. Everything okay? Do you want to talk about it? Of course. Take your time. Good. Now let's practice a more advanced response. I appreciate you asking. I'm not quite ready to talk about it, but it means a lot. Repeat. I appreciate you asking. Say it slowly. I appreciate you asking. Now naturally. I appreciate you asking. Repeat. I'm not quite ready to talk about it. Say it slowly. I'm not quite ready to talk about it. Now naturally. I'm not quite ready to talk about it. Repeat. It means a lot. Good. Let's practice describing change. Listen. Over the past year, my priorities have shifted. I still care about success, but I care more about peace, health, and meaningful work. Repeat. Over the past year, my priorities have shifted. Say it slowly. Over the past year, my priorities have shifted. Now, naturally. Over the past year, my priorities have shifted. Shifted means changed gradually. Repeat. My routine has shifted. My goals have shifted. My perspective has shifted. Good. Repeat. I still care about success, but I care more about peace. Say it slowly. I still care about success, but I care more about peace. Now naturally. I still care about success, but I care more about peace. Excellent. Now let's practice giving a presentation introduction. Imagine you are speaking in a meeting. Listen. Today, I'd like to walk you through the main findings, explain what they mean, and suggest a few practical next steps. Repeat. Today, I'd like to walk you through the main findings. Say it slowly. Today, I'd like to walk you through the main findings. Now naturally. Today, I'd like to walk you through the main findings. Walk you through means explain step by step. Repeat. Let me walk you through the plan. I walk you through the process. She walked us through the report. Good. Repeat. Explain what they mean. Suggest a few practical next steps. Now say the full sentence. Today, I'd like to walk you through the main findings, explain what they mean, and suggest a few practical next steps. Excellent. Now, closing a presentation. That brings me to the end of the overview. I'm happy to answer any questions. Repeat. That brings me to the end of the overview. Say it slowly. That brings me to the end of the overview. Now naturally. That brings me to the end of the overview. Repeat. I'm happy to answer any questions. Good. Let's practice negotiating politely. Imagine you are discussing a deadline. Listen, I can complete the first part by Friday, but I'd need a little more time for the final version to make sure the quality is strong. Repeat. I can complete the first part by Friday. Say it slowly. I can complete the first part by Friday. Now, naturally. I can complete the first part by Friday. Repeat. I'd need a little more time for the final version. Say it slowly. I'd need a little more time for the final version. Now naturally. I'd need a little more time for the final version. Repeat. To make sure the quality is strong. Good. This is useful because you do not simply say, I need more time. You explain why. Try another version. I can meet the deadline, but I may need support with the research. Repeat. I can meet the deadline, but I may need support with the research. Good. Let's practice home and neighborhood conversations. Imagine you meet a neighbor. They ask, how are you settling in? You answer, pretty well. Thanks. I'm still getting used to the area, but everyone I've met has been really welcoming. Repeat. Pretty well. Thanks. Say it slowly. Pretty well. Thanks. Now. Naturally. Pretty well. Thanks. Repeat. I'm still getting used to the area. Say it slowly. I'm still getting used to the area. Now naturally. I'm still getting used to the area. Getting used to means becoming familiar with something. Repeat. I'm getting used to the weather. I'm getting used to the new schedule. I'm getting used to speaking more English. Good. Repeat. Everyone I've met has been really welcoming. Say it slowly. Everyone I've met has been really welcoming. Now naturally. Everyone I've met has been really welcoming. Nice. Let's practice complaining gently. Sometimes you need to say something is wrong, but still sound respectful. Listen, I hate to mention it, but the noise has been quite loud late at night. Would it be possible to keep it down after 10? Repeat. I hate to mention it. Say it slowly. I hate to mention it. Now naturally. I hate to mention it. Repeat. The noise has been quite loud late at night. Say it slowly. The noise has been quite loud late at night. Now, naturally. The noise has been quite loud late at night. Repeat. Would it be possible to keep it down after 10? Say it slowly. Would it be possible to keep it down after 10? Now naturally. Would it be possible to keep it down after 10? This is polite and clear. Good. Now let's practice natural listening with a longer passage. Listen carefully. Do not repeat yet. Sometimes the hardest part of learning a language is not the grammar. It is the pressure we put on ourselves. We think we have to sound perfect, answer quickly, and understand every single word. But real communication is more flexible than that. Native speakers ask people to repeat things. Fluent speakers pause. Confident speakers sometimes forget words and find another way to explain themselves. So today, give yourself permission to be a real speaker, not a perfect speaker. Now, repeat key sentences. The hardest part is not always the grammar. Repeat. The hardest part is not always the grammar. Good. Real communication is more flexible than that. Repeat. Real communication is more flexible than that. Confident speakers find another way to explain themselves. Repeat. Confident speakers find another way to explain themselves. Give yourself permission to be a real speaker. Repeat. Give yourself permission to be a real speaker. Beautiful. Now say this. I am a real English speaker in progress. Repeat. I am a real English speaker in progress. Say it slowly. I am a real English speaker in progress. Now, with confidence, I am a real English speaker in progress. Let's practice another real-life situation. Imagine you are meeting someone after a long time. Listen, it's so good to see you. It feels like it's been forever. How have you been? Repeat. It's so good to see you. Say it slowly. It's so good to see you. Now naturally, it's so good to see you. Repeat. It feels like it's been forever. Say it slowly. It feels like it's been forever. Now naturally. It feels like it's been forever. Repeat. How have you been? Good. Now answer. I've been doing well overall. Life has been busy, but in a good way. Repeat. I've been doing well overall. Say it slowly. I've been doing well overall. Now naturally. I've been doing well overall. Repeat. Life has been busy, but in a good way. Say it slowly. Life has been busy, but in a good way. Now naturally. Life has been busy, but in a good way. Good. Another answer. I've had a lot going on, but I'm slowly finding my balance again. Repeat. I've had a lot going on. Say it slowly. I've had a lot going on. Now naturally. I've had a lot going on. Repeat. I'm slowly finding my balance again. Say it slowly. I'm slowly finding my balance again. Now naturally. I'm slowly finding my balance again. Excellent. Let's practice asking for recommendations. Imagine you are in a new city and talking to a local person. Listen. Do you know any places nearby that are worth checking out, especially somewhere that isn't too touristy? Repeat. Do you know any places nearby? Say it slowly. Do you know any places nearby? Now, naturally. Do you know any places nearby? Repeat. That are worth checking out. Say it slowly. That are worth checking out. Now naturally. That are worth checking out. Worth checking out means worth visiting or trying. Repeat. That cafe is worth checking out. This museum is worth checking out. The night market is worth checking out. Good. Repeat. Especially somewhere that isn't too touristy. Say it slowly. Especially somewhere that isn't too touristy. Now naturally. Especially somewhere that isn't too touristy. Good. Now let's practice responding to a recommendation. That sounds exactly like what I'm looking for. Thanks for the suggestion. Repeat. That sounds exactly like what I'm looking for. Say it slowly. That sounds exactly like what I'm looking for. Now naturally. That sounds exactly like what I'm looking for. Repeat. Thanks for the suggestion. Good. Let's practice handling misunderstanding. Imagine someone says something too fast. You say, "Sorry, I didn't catch the last part." Could you say that again a little more slowly? Repeat. "Sorry, I didn't catch the last part." Say it slowly. "Sorry, I didn't catch the last part." Now naturally. "Sorry, I didn't catch the last part." Repeat. Could you say that again a little more slowly? Say it slowly. Could you say that again a little more slowly? Now naturally. Could you say that again a little more slowly? Good. Another version. I heard the first part, but I missed the details. Repeat. I heard the first part, but I missed the details. Say it slowly. I heard the first part, but I missed the details. Now naturally. I heard the first part, but I missed the details. This is very useful. You do not need to pretend you understood. Now, say this affirmation. It is okay to ask for repetition. Repeat. It is okay to ask for repetition. Say it slowly. It is okay to ask for repetition. Now, confidently. It is okay to ask for repetition. Let's practice advanced vocabulary in context. The word is manageable. Listen. The workload is heavy, but it's manageable if we divide it into smaller tasks. Repeat. The workload is heavy. Say it slowly. The workload is heavy. Now naturally. The workload is heavy. Repeat. It's manageable if we divide it into smaller tasks. Say it slowly. It's manageable if we divide it into smaller tasks. Now naturally. It's manageable if we divide it into smaller tasks. Manageable means difficult, but possible to handle. Repeat. The project is manageable. The schedule is manageable. The problem feels more manageable now. Good. Another word. Relevant. This detail is interesting, but I'm not sure it's relevant to the main point. Repeat. This detail is interesting. I'm not sure it's relevant to the main point. Good. Relevant means connected to what matters. Repeat. This example is relevant. That information is not relevant. Let's stay focused on what's relevant. Excellent. Another word. Approach. We may need a different approach if the current one isn't working. Repeat. We may need a different approach. Say it slowly. We may need a different approach. Now naturally. We may need a different approach. Repeat. If the current one isn't working. Good. Approach means method, or way of doing something. Repeat. I like your approach. This approach feels practical. Let's try a calmer approach. Good. Now let's practice a realistic work dialogue. Manager. How is the report coming along? You. It's coming along well. I finished the main analysis and I'm reviewing the examples now. Manager. Do you need anything from me? You. Just one thing. Could you confirm whether you want a short summary at the beginning? Manager. Yes, that would be helpful. You. Perfect. I'll add that before I send it over. Repeat your lines. It's coming along well. I finished the main analysis. I'm reviewing the examples now. Could you confirm whether you want a short summary at the beginning? Perfect. I'll add that before I send it over. Now say them naturally. It's coming along well. I finished the main analysis and I'm reviewing the examples now. Could you confirm whether you want a short summary at the beginning? Perfect. I'll add that before I send it over. Good. Coming along well means progressing well. Repeat. The project is coming along well. My English is coming along well. The plan is coming along well. Beautiful. Let's practice speaking about learning English. Listen. I used to focus too much on individual words, but now I pay more attention to chunks, rhythm, and the way ideas connect. Repeat. I used to focus too much on individual words. Say it slowly. I used to focus too much on individual words. Now naturally. I used to focus too much on individual words. Repeat. Now I pay more attention to chunks and rhythm. Say it slowly. Now I pay more attention to chunks and rhythm. Now naturally. Now I pay more attention to chunks and rhythm. Repeat. And the way ideas connect. Good. This is exactly what we are doing today. Not just words. Flow. Meaning. Confidence. Repeat after me. I listen for chunks, not just words. Say it slowly. I listen for chunks, not just words. Now naturally. I listen for chunks, not just words. Good. Let's practice travel stories. Listen. On my last trip, I got lost for about 20 minutes, but it ended up being one of the best parts of the day. I found a quiet street, a tiny bakery, and a view I never would have seen otherwise. Repeat. I got lost for about 20 minutes. Say it slowly. I got lost for about 20 minutes. Now, naturally. I got lost for about 20 minutes. Repeat. It ended up being one of the best parts of the day. Say it slowly. It ended up being one of the best parts of the day. Now, naturally. It ended up being one of the best parts of the day. Ended up being is great for unexpected results. Repeat. It ended up being easier than I thought. It ended up being a wonderful evening. It ended up being one of my favorite memories. Good. Repeat. I never would have seen it otherwise. Say it slowly. I never would have seen it otherwise. Now naturally. I never would have seen it otherwise. Excellent. Let's practice future plans. Listen. In the next few months, I'd like to focus on improving my speaking stamina so I can talk for longer without getting mentally tired. Repeat. In the next few months, I'd like to focus on improving my speaking stamina. Say it slowly. In the next few months, I'd like to focus on improving my speaking stamina. Now naturally. In the next few months, I'd like to focus on improving my speaking stamina. Speaking stamina means the ability to speak for a longer time. Repeat. I want to build my speaking stamina. My listening stamina is improving. Long practice builds stamina. Good. Repeat. So I can talk for longer without getting mentally tired. Say it slowly. So I can talk for longer without getting mentally tired. Now, naturally. So I can talk for longer without getting mentally tired. Great. Now let's practice a calm-ending conversation. Imagine someone asks, "What did you think of today's practice?" You answer, "It was challenging, but in a useful way. I noticed new phrases, practiced natural rhythm, and felt more comfortable speaking out loud." Repeat. It was challenging, but in a useful way. Say it slowly. It was challenging, but in a useful way. Now naturally. It was challenging, but in a useful way. Repeat. I noticed new phrases. I practiced natural rhythm. I felt more comfortable speaking out loud. Now say the full answer. It was challenging, but in a useful way. I noticed new phrases, practiced natural rhythm, and felt more comfortable speaking out loud. Excellent. Now take a slow breath. You have practiced many real situations today. You introduced yourself. You ordered coffee. You made small talk. You spoke in restaurants and shops. You handled work conversations. You asked for directions. You talked about emotions. You made plans. You told stories. You asked for clarification. You used advanced vocabulary in natural context. Most importantly, you trained your ear to follow English as a living rhythm, not a list of separate words. Repeat after me. I listened carefully today. Say it slowly. I listened carefully today. Now naturally. I listened carefully today. Repeat. I spoke with more confidence today. Say it slowly. I spoke with more confidence today. Now naturally. I spoke with more confidence today. Repeat. My English is getting stronger through practice. Say it slowly. My English is getting stronger through practice. Now, with confidence. My English is getting stronger through practice. Before we finish, let's do one final speaking flow. Repeat after me. I do not need to rush. I can speak clearly. I can pause. I can continue. I can ask questions. I can explain my thoughts. I can learn from every conversation. My English is not perfect, but it is growing. Practice leads to progress. And I am improving every day. Beautiful. Thank you for practicing with me today. Come back to this lesson whenever you want to train your listening, speaking vocabulary and confidence again. Listen once for understanding. Listen again for rhythm. Then speak with me until the sentences feel natural in your mouth. If this session helped you, you can like the video, subscribe to the channel, and continue learning with the next practice. Take care of yourself. Keep listening. Keep speaking. And remember, every calm repetition brings you closer to natural English.